Hey, bud. Let's talk man to man here. Have you experienced that feeling of being helpless and powerless because of a woman? Where you just feel drained and don't know what to do next to get through to her? Well, I know that feeling and have seen a lot of my friends in this situation. What if I told you it is possible to never find yourself in this situation? Yeah, women are complex, but handling them is not that complex. This is the mistake I see a lot of men make. They use complex ways to address the problems they have with women. So I'll keep it simple and neat for you. But what you are about to learn will only work for you if you're mature and you can stay disciplined. Can you do that? If yes, then let's cut to the chase and get right into it. Number 1, stop trying to please her. Let me tell you about my friend Will, who was stuck with this girl always trying to impress her by giving her lots of gifts. He always wanted to make her happy, but it seemed like she started to take advantage of his kindness. This way of approaching things wasn't helping Will, and instead it made the girl disrespect him. Many guys are like Will. They think they can use gifts and affection to win a girl over. A girl may stay for the gifts and all the affections you shower on her, but trust me, you will soon discover that she has no respect for you or cares about what you have to say. This is because she sees you as a weakling who's trying very hard to win her with only gifts because you have nothing else to offer. You're essentially spoiling her, and people who are spoiled don't understand what respect is. Respect comes from a place of equality, understanding, and shared values. The problem with Will was that the more he did, the more she seemed to control him. She started playing with his feelings and taking advantage of his eagerness to please her. Now, there is a place for giving gifts and showing a girl affection, but never use this strategy to establish a relationship. Gaining power over a girl is not about controlling her. It's about her taking you seriously. When she notices that you're always eager to please her, she weaponizes it and always expects you to make the effort, while she makes no effort to make things work. Number 2, avoid reacting. In confrontations, the person who reacts is often the one with less power or control because they are either guilty or weak. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need to explain yourself or are reacting to what she does and says, then you know you have lost control. A healthy relationship is defined by everyone having a fair say and not having to be defensive. How much influence you have would be determined by your ability to take charge of a bad situation. Instead of being defensive, feeble men resort to outbursts, surrendering to reactions. Now, the mark of a true leader, we remain unyielding, unflinching in the face of anything. Picture this. She raises her voice, attempting to unhinge you. Why? Because she anticipates your reaction. Define yourself as the individual who cannot be provoked, and mark my words, she won't even attempt such antics. She already comprehends the man you are, aware that she can't force you into a conversation. This is how high-value men handle matters, my friend. Embrace it and become the champion. Be in absolute control of your responses and observe how she recalibrates her attitude while engaging with you. Point 3. Be a man of high standard. Pinching pennies and aiming for power don't exactly make the perfect pair. It's a bit like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. I mean, if you're easily impressed or constantly drawn to the cheapest option, then you are a man of low standards, and you will find it impossible to command any power over women. Women can tell if you're cheap in many ways. They can evaluate how much you invest in yourself and how much you value your time, and use that to determine how they respond to you. This is not about buying the most expensive thing and flashing big brand logos. It's about understanding the essence of quality. It's about placing so much value on yourself that even the clothes you wear show you value yourself. Men make the mistake of forgetting about their own needs and putting women first. Neglecting your own needs won't win you any respect points. Think about it. If you skimp on your essentials, how can you expect others to take you seriously? Put a high value on everything you have, including your time. If a woman feels you're only spending time with her because you have nothing better to do and nowhere else to be, she will not take you seriously. Men who are domineering are those who show that they value themselves, value their self-respect, and value their time. Number 4, be a man that says no. Too weak to say no? then don't expect respect from anyone. Women see men who say yes to everything they ask for as jokes. It becomes obvious to them that you are simply too weak to refuse them, perhaps because you're a guy other women don't want. You see, women love having the guy every other girl wants. It makes them feel like winners. But when the man in their life starts behaving like he's only with her because he can't have any other girl, he quickly becomes unattractive and unworthy of respect. Being a man who commands respect is about standing your ground, setting boundaries, and making choices that align with your values and goals. Wouldn't you respect someone more if they had the guts to say no when they need to? When you're in a situation where you're being pushed into something that doesn't sit right with you, maybe it's a commitment you can't handle or a direction you don't want to go in, that is the perfect moment to show you are a man who makes his own choices. Women would test your resolve with little things first before they move on to the bigger things. She'll start by asking you to do things that seem normal. So sometimes you just need to say no, even to small requests. When you do this, you're establishing your dominance and showing that you're not afraid to stand your ground. When you have the courage to say no where necessary, it shows you have principles and that you know your worth. It's like having the ace up your sleeve in the game of life. Number 5. Be a man that has boundaries. Setting boundaries is like drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is where I stand and I won't compromise it. Boundaries are your personal honor code, your no-nonsense zone. When you set them, you show the world and yourself that you have principles, self-respect, and a backbone of steel. People, especially women, respect a man who knows where he stands and isn't afraid to assert it. Imagine your life as a fortress. Your boundaries are the walls, and they need to be strong and unyielding, not to keep people out, but to define what's acceptable within. This is where you get to say, here's the standard I expect in my interactions, relationships, and life. Men who can't set boundaries can't be taken seriously. Women treat such men as jokes because they know they lack principles. You don't just set boundaries for others to follow. You must actually live your own life by principles too. And number 6, don't be afraid of losing women. Yeah, I know it sounds like the opposite of what you want, but bear with me. To earn respect from the ladies, you have got to have an abundance mindset. Imagine being at a buffet. You don't fret about losing one dish because there's other delectable options waiting for you. The same goes here. When you operate from a place of abundance, you radiate confidence and independence. And women dig that. Let's break it down. Having the courage to let go, to stand your ground and say, I value myself, and I won't compromise my worth for anyone. It's like being the captain of your ship, steering it through stormy seas with unwavering determination. This mindset, my friend, is magnetic. It's the magnet that attracts respect, admiration, and curiosity in equal measure. You develop a thick skin, and rejection can't be used to force you into decisions you don't want to take. When women know that a man is too attached to them and unable to walk away, they can use that against him. To be powerful and influential is to be truly free. When you get the chance, watch the other videos we have on the channel if you want to learn more about being a high-value man.